are two things that I think a lot of American people have no idea about. And that is that the federal and state governments, and in large part the federal government, has a monopoly on two aspects of the American economy: education and charity. In fact, even though we're still a very charitable nation, and there are hundreds of billions of dollars that are put into charitable institutions privately every year, the reality is that we've got trillions of dollars that the federal government spends on charity. I mean, it is an effective monopoly. And this is why when we're fighting over Medicaid reforms, we're also not understanding that what's left out of that system is the ability of free enterprise, or I should say the gleanings of free enterprise, to be able to manage those desperate situations that people find them in more effectively. So there's no private charity that would give health insurance or health, the health care in general to someone who could already work for free. That would never happen with wealthy billionaires who are funding, say, an organization to help people with their medical costs. They would never do that, but the federal government will. And then we have this big argument about it. And the reason the argument's there is because it's a control issue. It's a political tool that some people can use to get votes. And that's why the government monopolizing these things is a big problem. And then you look at the fact that Randi Weingarten, which a lot of people don't always know about, just left the Democrat National Committee. She was on the Democrat National Committee, the American Federation of Teachers president. I mean, it just shows you that Democrats have been running. It's not just a government monopoly, but Democrats have been running our education system for decades now. And these are monopolies, and that is a more effective monopoly even than charity, where we still have a lot of charitable money going out there in the private sector. But this is a huge, huge issue that we need to reform to get it. And it might be one of the most effective reforms to get us back to what we call the American dream in a more permanent way, because the welfare reforms of the 1990s, which I know you voted for, they had a massively positive impact on the economy. They changed people's lives in an incredible way. And it actually took us much closer to a very real safety net for the most indigent and most problematic situations, rather than just throwing a lot of welfare money out there. What are your thoughts on that?
You're absolutely right. And you see the government funded monopolies, like you pointed out, in education and in healthcare, and it totally distorts the system.